Good evening, folks. Welcome into the Member 2 Sport and Wellness Center. My name is Jeff McIntyre for High Button Sports, bringing you an under 16 AAA matchup between the visiting Cabot Highlanders and the hometown Cape Breton Jets. The final game of the Cape Breton Jets season before they head into playoffs. Starting goalies for this evening's game for the Highlanders, number 92, Carter Kirsten. And in goal for the Jets, number 35, Calix Tornidis. Just going to hand you off to the public address announcer for the national anthem. Be back shortly. And we're just about ready to get the puck dropped on this one. These two teams have played twice earlier in the season. Highlanders taking both victories by a narrow margin of a 1 goal. First game was a 3-2 decision. Or pardon me, the last game was a 3-2 decision. First game was a 1-0 shutout of the Cape Breton Jets in favor of the Highlanders. And we're ready to get the puck dropped, so here we go. Highlanders control the draw. Punched ahead into the neutral zone. Dumped into the zone by McClellan. He'll give chase. Puck's played around to the near wall. Chipped into the middle. Simmons has his pocket pick. Regains possession. Puts it across to Penny. He'll chip it down in low. Gathered up by Landry in the corner. His pass hits a skate. Gets to Tuzenard, but he can't get it past McNeil. Travis Smith-McNeil of the Jets. And the Jets will go for the first change of the game. Landry tries the stretch pass. It's chipped off a stick, ramped up into the corner. Narrowly stays in play. Jets will fire it down the ice. Icing will be the call. Back for it. Matthew Beaton tags up. Face-off will come all the way back down inside the Jets zone. Bit of a tentative start here. Shot from a sharp angle, rims all the way around, kept in at the far point. Another shot coming, that's deflected high and over the netting, into the netting, pardon me. Highlanders trying to direct quite a few pucks on goal early here. Off the draw. That shot's negated. Jets gain the line, dump it in. Kirsten stops it behind his goal. Played around, but cut off by Lee. He spins it towards the goal, deflected on goal in front by his own man, but Kirsten was ready to stop that one. Stevens pinches down to keep it alive for the Jets. It's turned over there to McQuarrie. McQuarrie keeps the puck moving along the wall. Chipped out to center. Here's Poirier. Poirier over the line for the Highlanders. Walks in. Quick shot on goal. May have ramped off the glove, but it ends up missing the goal. Puck's played into the corner. Centering pass is off a shin pad. Taken over there by Isaac Ward of the Jets. He'll skate through neutral ice. Gains the line. Drops it off now. Played down low by Morrison. Phillips is in there to try and help out. Kept in at the line by LeBlanc. Actually, it does squeak out. Jets will have to tag up. Puck's played down the ice. Icing's going to be waved off. Right on goal. Long plays it around. Picked up by Phillips. He'll play it around back for Long. He's sealed along the boards, but tries to get it to Phillips and does. The return pass misses the stick of Long. Jets having a tough time corralling this loose puck. There's LeBlanc, plays it across, out of the reach of Phillips. Just outside the line. Chipped right back in by the Highlanders. LeBlanc will fire it off the glass and down. He's seen enough of this. They are going to call icing. Bit of a debatable call, as the Highlanders had a man going to the bench that could have easily played it, but he chose not to, going off on a change. Off the restart, Highlanders control the draw, played back down into the corner. It's going to come all the way around for Landry. He fires it off a body of Jones into the corner. Centering pass taken away there nicely by Jador of the Jets. And he'll skate the other way. Over the line. Speed wobble. Ends up losing the puck. And he's knocked down a little bit after the play. Puck sent down the other end of the ice quickly. Here's McIntyre. Takes the feed from Black. Puck's played ahead. Into the middle. McDonald has a lane. Can't get the shot away. Gets a little bit of a shot towards the goal. It's knifed away by Kirsten. Good play from the Jets to spring McDonald there. Back the other way quickly is Havercourt. He'll gain the line and put it in deep. Behind the net is Black. He's looking for an outlet pass. Instead, plays it off the glass down the ice, but icing's going to be waved off on this one. Highlanders now break it out quickly. Pass to the middle for Havercourt. McIntyre turns it quickly. Black into the middle. Played to an open wing and chopped just outside the line and sent right back down by the Jets. Francis steps up, knocks his man off the puck, takes another hit but tries to keep the puck moving forward. Can't do so. Coming in transition, 2-on-1 opportunity if they hurry for the Highlanders. Chopped into the middle, shots blocked. Rebound was there in the crease, but it's knocked away. Jets get it outside the line, and that pass ahead for Simmons is out of his reach, and that's going to drift down the ice for an icing call. Odd man rush chance there for both teams, and neither one come away with a shot on goal. Face off inside the Jet zone after that icing call. Jets trying to get a late change taken care of here. They go straight ahead with it off the draw. Here's McDonald. He'll gain the line, fire it in, and go for a change. Picked up behind the net by Natesty. He reverses play. Murray with it behind his goal. He'll play it up the wing, but Phillips will have to come back to get that one. He's bodied off the puck. Gets a little help to gain exit of the zone, but it's sent right back in by the Jets. Murray with another chance. His pass into the middle is taken away by Penny. Penny takes a shot towards the goal, off a stick and into the glove of Kirsten. .15-10 left here in the first period. 2 shots apiece early in this one. Off the draw, LeBlanc fires it across the ice. Landry picks up the loose puck. Passes it ahead to his mates, and it's cleared out to the neutral zone. LeBlanc will just chip it ahead, just onside. It may have been a bit of a debatable call, but they allow it to play on. Stretch pass is cut off. Crawley does well to cut his man off at the pass. Chipped ahead quickly by the Jets. Here's Lee. Passes it in the middle. Shot on goal. Shut down nicely by Kirsten on the partial breakaway by Colton Butters. Looks like there's a penalty coming up to the Highlanders, a slashing call. .38 remaining here in the first period. It's going to be Will McClellan of the Highlanders that will sit for 2 minutes or less as the Jets head to the first power play of the game. Right off the draw, chipped ahead off the body of Crawley, but he can't find it. Loose puck just comes free. Loose puck in the slot area, dug free by the Jets, but it's played down low. An easy clear coming here, as he has all the time in the world. He hits his man Butters in the leg, and the Jets do keep it in momentarily. You can tell that the Highlanders like to press on this penalty kill, McIntyre keeps it in at the line, clears it across. Crawley, McIntyre's shot is deflected. Spinning shot inside the crease, or inside the slot area, goes wide of the net. Jets do well to regain possession. Behind the goal here, sharp angle shot coming. It's off a stick and wide of the net. Crawley picks it up, puts it back to McIntyre. McIntyre on the far flank there. That pass right on the tape, but Jets couldn't keep it at the line, and that's going to be an offside call as McIntyre touches it up. 1 minute and 4 seconds left in the power play opportunity for the Jets. Face-off will be in the neutral zone here. Jets go straight ahead with it, but Simmons can't find it. Landry will. He'll play it behind the goal. Tough pickup there in the corner, but he'll get another chance. Will Landry. He'll fire it to the line and out. Now LeBlanc has it. He'll be forced all the way back by McHattie behind his goal. McHattie doing good work, killing some valuable time off this penalty kill. Simmons can't find it in the corner. Turned over to the Highlanders' Jones. And LeBlanc strips him of the puck, and he gets it to head to Ward. Ward gets it across to Simmons, but he has to take it behind him, and he'll gain the line and shoot it in. Ward goes in to pick up the dump in, plays it back. LeBlanc takes a shot towards the goal. It's deflected. Doesn't actually get to the net, and that's fired down the ice. Actually, it's fired into the bench of the Highlanders. Face-off will come inside the Highlanders zone. Into the final 10 seconds here of the first power play opportunity of the game for the Jets, and it's fired down the ice one last time by the Highlanders. Here's McIntyre, pass across. That's going to miss everyone and slide the length of the ice for an icing call. Jets are 0 for 1 on the power play. Good penalty killing by the Highlanders. Basically attacking the puck all over the offensive zone. Off the draw, Jets come straight ahead with it. Here's Francis. He'll gain the line and fire it into the Highlanders zone. Back forward is Boyle. He'll play it around the boards for Havercourt. Checked there on the wall by McDonald, and chipped outside the line. McIntyre gains possession, fires it across for Francis. He tries to flip it ahead, ends up hitting his man with it. It'll get outside the zone though. Highlanders regain possession now. Boyle plays it towards his bench, but his teammate was changing. It's fired in now behind Calix Tornidas. He stops it there. Pass across to the wing was cut off by the Highlanders. Regained by McDonald. He's battled off the puck, but he gets it out to center. Turned over there, but Jador couldn't get away with it. It's fired down into the Jets zone. Bodies flying down low. McIntyre gets a stick on Poirier's pass and finishes him into the corner. Poirier picks it up. That pass hits McIntyre's stick, but is redirected. Good stick again by McIntyre to make sure that pass didn't reach its target, Phillips. And it's finally played out to neutral ice and sent right back down. Dropped off there to McIntyre, pardon me. He has his pocket pick, but keeps the puck moving just outside the line for Crawley. All he'll be able to do with that is chip it ahead. And back come the Highlanders the other way as Poirier. He is knocked off stride by Lee, who's just coming off the bench. And it's chipped towards the goal and smothered by Tornidas. Scrambly play at both ends of the ice right now. Not a whole lot of passes finding sticks. Puck's one to the point. Butters rushes out to make sure there's no shot on the play and now takes over possession. He's shadowed by the other number 16, Rolly McCaddy of the Highlanders. Played across, glove down, just onside at the line. Boyd walks in, takes a shot. It's off the stick of LeBlanc, and that'll ramp up over the glass for another whistle. Good rush chance there from Boyd, who gloves it down in the neutral zone. Goes in for a slot shot, but good stick from Stefan LeBlanc to deflect that one out of play. Another face-off one back to Boyle of the Highlanders. He'll play it down and around. Gets back to Landry. Landry's shot. Bit of a seeing eye shot that gets through to Tornidas. He takes it into crest and holds for another face-off. The Highlanders will take as many face-offs as they like, as they've been winning their fair share of them. And just as I say that, the Jets win this one. Jones goes straight ahead with it, but it's played to the line, kept in. Nice blocked shot there from Penny. Puck slides into the corner. Played back to the point. Over to Landry. Landry has a lane, shoots, stopped in front. Might have hit a body, but Tornidas got a piece of it. Jets hemmed in at the moment. Good pressure from the Highlanders. Played to the line and out. Highlanders have it at center. They'll gain the line and fire it in. Tornidas can't find it behind the net. Smith McNeil battles it out to neutral ice. Now Stefan LeBlanc with it. He'll gain the blue line and fire it in. Jets will go for a quick change. Highlanders break it out quickly. Stretch pass is good. Deflected right in on Tornidas. He can't find the handle initially. He'll get it to McIntyre. McIntyre has it go off a stick, and Tornidas swallows the loose puck up. Highlanders causing lots of pressure and turnovers inside the Jet zone. Going to have to move the puck quicker if they want to get some of the game down on the other end of the ice. Highlanders doing a great job sealing the points. Puck dragged to the line, shot towards the goal in McIntyre's skates. Big save by Tornidas off that broken play. Phillips can't find it. Now they will. The Jets try to break it out. That pass is cut off nicely. Offside is the call, as they haven't tagged up properly. Played to an open wing for Morrison. Morrison's seen enough, and they'll just dump it down the ice. Just about too many men on the ice there for the Highlanders, but they get away with it. In over the line is Phillips. He goes wide on Murray. Centering pass, doesn't get to the front of the net. Played to the line. Long tries to keep it and does. Plays it down low. Easy stop there for Kirsten. Here's Tousenard on the wall. He'll play it to an open wing. Phillips for the Jets there. Picks it up. He thinks about playing it back to McIntyre and ends up losing it to his counterpart Phillips. That is into the corner for Stewart. Stewart tries to get it back to the point. Now he'll get it to Beaton. He'll play it right back down to the corner. McIntyre knocks Stewart off the puck. Tries to play it ahead and does. That pass is fanned on by Cash and Morrison of the Jets, and they'll have to do it again. Loose puck in the corner. Back to the point. Here's Beaton. Quick shot. Almost deflected in front. Good job by McIntyre to box his man out, and an even better job by Tornidas to find that loose puck. Highlanders definitely the quicker team, beating the Jets to the loose pucks at the moment. 7:50 left here in the first period. LeBlanc plays it around. Francis has to beat his man to the puck. Can't chop it outside the zone for the Jets. Glove down. Jones walks into the middle. Quick shot on goal. Over the goal. Almost bounced up on the netting. Jones tries to gain it in the corner and does. Plays it back to the point. Another shot coming. That's deflected in front and stopped by Tornidas. Good positional save by Calix Tornidas. Highlanders starting to open up a bit of a shot advantage here. Another shot from the point off the face-off win. That's wide of the goal. Flipped out by LeBlanc, but glove down by the Highlanders. Spin pass, chopped on goal. Another save by Tornidas, and he takes another little whack, and I can tell you, they're only going to put up with that for so long before one of the Jets gives the Highlanders a piece of their mind. Hopefully the refs sort things out. Highlanders win the draw yet again. Quick shot off the skate there of Lee into the corner. Jones picks it up. Tries to battle it to the point, and the cycle game is on now for the Highlanders. Turned over to LeBlanc. He plays it up the wing, but no one there for the Jets. Back behind the net, Lee strips his man, and he'll take control now for the Jets. With a head of steam through the neutral zone, he walks around Boyle, tries to cut in. Good play from Boyle to seal his man off. It's shoveled towards Kirsten, and he'll hold for a face-off. Good rush there with Parker Lee showing some speed for the Jets. Good play from James Boyle to keep him to the outside and finish him along the boards. Straight ahead with it off the draw come the Highlanders. Through neutral ice, played into the middle, just ahead of Poirier. He gains possession, but can't really get much of a shot off. And Tornidas will hold again. Another face-off win, shot towards the goal, rebounds there. Just taken off the line by Tornidas. Highlanders try to bank it in from behind the goal, and we're just about successful in doing so. Shots have risen to 10-5 in favor of the Highlanders. Straws scrambled into the corner. McInnes goes ahead with it, plays it behind the goal. Stevens picks it up and plays it off the boards, but Landry will keep it in. Stevens will get another chance, dangerously in front of his own goal. Played ahead, and that'll be chipped off the boards and down the ice. Back for it in the Highlanders zone. I believe that's Boyle. He'll play it ahead. It's off a body, but does get to Tousenard. He'll play it ahead to McHattie. He squeezes around his man. McIntyre gets a stick on the pass in front. Loose puck at the side of the goal. Highlanders doing well to battle the puck towards the front of the net. Puck's in McIntyre's feet. He finds it. Pass across. Doesn't reach a target of Smith McNeil. And the Jets having a hard time gaining entry into the Highlanders zone. Quickly back the other way come the Highlanders. Over the lines, that's Murray, pardon me. Played around for Phillips. He has his stick lifted by Morrison. Morrison plays it across, but it's out of the reach there of Ward. Gathered up by Phillips. Pass into the middle. Morrison drops it off there for LeBlanc, but he can't get a shot away. Played out to center for Long, and he'll fire it right back down into the Highlanders zone. Here's Murray with it. His pass is cut off by Phillips. He'll get another opportunity now. Ward in forechecking. Here's McClellan along the half wall. His backhand pass misses. Offside's waved off as Phillips decided not to touch it. Big hit along the boards by Phillips, Cohen Phillips of the Highlanders. on Morrison, I believe, of the Jets. Here's Havercourt, knocked off stride there. Regains possession, fires it toward the goal, but Long breaks that up as well. Pass ahead, just cut off nicely by Beaton. That's Natesty. He'll fire it in deep. Here's Matt Phillips of the Jets. Play it around. That's going to be cut off by Tousenard. Pass into the middle. Jones drops it off there. Quick shot off a body in front and into the corner. Gained by Natesty. He'll play it back down low. Centering pass just out of the reach of Jones in the slot. And it'll be chipped ahead to Matt Phillips. He tries to go wide on Boyd. Boyd keeps him to the outside. Pass into the middle. Shot on goal. They score! It hits a few bodies in front, but Seth Black fires it home for the Jets to open the scoring in this one. 3:57 left here in the first period. Great pass from Matt Phillips to find Seth Black at the point, and he fires it by Kirsten to give the Jets a 1-goal lead. Off the restart, puck's played down low behind the goal. First one on it is Poirier of the Highlanders. He's trying to gain access, plays it back to the point, and that's going to be an offside call as the pass handcuffed the Highlanders defenseman, Boyle. And he touches up, so we're going to have a face-off in the neutral zone here. Draws scrambled, comes free for Jador. He's lined up and knocks his man down. Landry regains possession inside his own zone for the Highlanders. Played ahead to Poirier. Poirier down the wing. Tries to cut into the middle. Good back pressure there from Jador. And there's a pile up in the corner. Sticks and bodies flying. Could have easily been a hook there, and there is. As Foss McDonald is tied up. Oh, there may be more than one penalty on the play. Going to have a holding call against the Highlanders and a roughing call against the Jets. So we have McInnes for the hook on the Highlanders and Jador for the rough on the Jets. Play 5-on-5 here. 3:17 left. McIntyre plays it hard off the boards. It's stopped at center by Murray. Played right back in, chipped ahead there. Just out of the reach of Lee. Highlanders take over. Played to the line. McIntyre keeps it moving. Gets it to Crawley. Crawley chips it across. Back to Crawley, but pass was a little too hard to handle for Crawley. And it's fired back down into the corner by the Highlanders. Giving chase is McHattie. Played down low. Pass was available for a moment in front. That shot's blocked by Crawley, but he can't find the loose puck. Highlanders keep it in. Here's McHattie. McHattie behind the goal. Holds on to the puck. Loose puck gained back down low. Loose puck chopped off the stick there. Another shot coming here. Nice play there in front by Stefan LeBlanc to knock Stewart off the puck. Otherwise, Stewart had a great chance on goal. Instead, it turns into Tornides just finding that loose puck and covering up for another face-off. Jets have it behind the goal. Stevens plays it off the back of the net. Loose puck at the side of the goal, covered up by Tornides, who somehow found the loose puck. And it looks like I was talking about before, all the late whacks at the goaltender is finally going to get the Highlanders a penalty here. This one's going to go to Lucas Havercourt, number 11. They're one of those teams that go hard to the net after every whistle, and the referees have seen enough of it early in this one. It's going to be a 4-minute minor. 4-minute double minor, pardon me. Off the draw, it's fired down the ice. Tornidis gloves it, or stops it there, gets it ahead to Crawley. Crawley across to McIntyre. McIntyre tries to drop it off for Phillips, but they weren't on the same page. Here's Phillips inside his own zone, drops it back for McIntyre. McCullen in forechecking for the Highlanders. McIntyre stretches it across to Phillips into the middle for Lee, just onside at the line. He passes it across for Crawley, Butters. Good battle in the corner. Highlanders doing well to keep everything to the outside. Pile up along the boards. Dug free, played to the half wall, and a clearing attempt is fanned on by the Highlanders, regained by Crawley. You play it down low to Phillips. Played to an open wing, but no one there for the Jets. Easy clear here for the Highlanders as they fire it down the ice. Jets not doing a very good job overloading the puck inside the offensive zone. McIntyre with it. Gets it through the neutral zone. He'll gain the line, gives it off of a stick of Boyle. He'll have to give chase. Loose puck behind the goal. Played in front dangerously by the Highlanders, and they do get away with it. McIntyre will drop it out at center. Not much in the way of possession inside the zone at this point. Here's Phillips into the final minute of play here in the first period. Phillips goes wide. Not much support with him as he plays it into the corner. Again, that puck's fanned on, and it'll be played off the stick of Stewart, and he'll just get it outside the line. And the Jets will have to tag up. Crawley sees a lane as the Highlanders are changing. He'll cut things up. He'll gain the line. Passes it across. McIntyre has a chance. Holds on to it. Shot on goal. Rebounds there. Shot by Crawley is high and over the goal. He had half the net to shoot at. Cleared to the line, but kept in by Crawley. Crawley tries to put it across for McIntyre. Knocked away there by McHattie. Played to the line and battle for it now. And there is going to be a penalty coming. Might have been a late call, but it's going to be a cross check, I believe. I think it's going to go to the Jets. I'm not 100% sure, but cross-checking will be the call. And it will go against the Jets, so we'll start the second period 4-on-4 for 1 minute and 42 seconds. We'll be back shortly for the second period. Talk to you soon. And we're back for the second period of play between the Highlanders and the Jets. After one, the Jets have a 1-0 lead. Shots on goal after one period of play were 11-8 in favor of the Highlanders. We'll start the second period with some 4-on-4 action as Hudson Crawley of the Jets took a 2-minute cross-checking penalty at the whistle of this first period. And we're ready to get things kicked off. Here we go. Slapped down the ice right off the draw. Back forward is Boyd. He'll play it across, but kept in at the line by LeBlanc. He'll try to chip it around his man. McDonald goes in to pick up the loose puck. Played to an open corner. And regained now by Boyd. Played ahead onto the stick of Jones. Jones hassled from behind, but plays it into the corner. LeBlanc back for it. Battles his man. Puck centered. It'll be regained by Black, the lone goal scorer. He'll play it ahead, but he's nailed at center. Jador in to find the loose puck. Tries to play it to LeBlanc. LeBlanc does well to make sure it doesn't get by him. Boyd with it now. He's knocked off the puck by Jador, but regains possession for the Highlanders. Played out to neutral ice for Tousenard. Tousenard trying to go wide and cut to the net. Chopped on goal. Stopped there by Tornidas, and he'll hold for a face-off. 45 seconds left in the McClellan penalty for the Highlanders, and they'll head to a brief power play. McIntyre having a word with the officials. Highlanders win the draw. Back to the point. Boyle plays it across into the middle. Dropped off there for Boyle. He can't reach the pass. McIntyre seals him in the corner. McIntyre chasing the loose puck into the corner. Decides to spin off his man. Played into the middle. Off the stick there of Simmons. Unable to find the handle with Smith McNeil. And the Highlanders will take over, but it's flipped into their bench. Face off outside into the neutral zone here. 20 seconds left here in the 4-on-4. Highlanders with control off the draw. Played ahead. Closed out by Stevens. Passed into the middle. Taken over now by the Highlanders. Here's McQuarrie down low. Passed into the middle. Shot on goal. They score! What a play by the Highlanders. Just does beat Tornidas on the short side. Great pass by McQuarrie in to find Landry. And he makes no mistake going forehand, backhand to tie the game at 1. Only 7 seconds left here in the 4-on-4 action, and we have a new game tied at 1. There's Landry back inside his zone off the restart. Plays it around. Boyle with it now. Pass into the center is good. McQuarrie with some speed through the neutral zone. Gains the line. Pass back doesn't reach. It'll be sent around the boards. Kept in at the line by Boyle. 5-on-4 is momentarily power play for the Highlanders, pardon me, but it's sent down the ice. And we're back to 5-on-5. 17:51 left here in the second, and we're back to square at 1. Shots are 14-8 in favor of the Highlanders. Here's McIntyre. He'll cut up in his own zone. Plays it across to LeBlanc. LeBlanc plays it into the middle, but the pass doesn't have enough on it. Highlanders will take possession. Put it into the middle. Roland McHattie can't make the pass. Turned over to Crawley of the Jets. He'll play it into the corner. Lined up by Murray. Pass behind the net. Shot on goal. Whipped high and wide. And that'll rim all the way around and outside the zone. Back forward is LeBlanc. LeBlanc will try the stretch pass. That's cut off by the Highlanders player just coming off the bench, McQuarrie. LeBlanc will gain the line, fire it down. It's going to be a high stick as soon as it's touched up, and it is. Beaton doesn't like the call, but High stick made contact with the puck. Face-off will be inside the Highlander zone here. Ward wins the draw. McIntyre plays it across. LeBlanc can't take it cleanly, and it'll drift outside the line and be fired right back down as the Jets tag up. Forecheck is on. Pass across. Misses Nadesty. He's eliminated into the corner, and what a silly call if you ask me. The referee actually, if you watch this clip, he does have his back to that play as he's trying to get out of the way, and he reacts to both players going down. It's going to be a tripping call on Matt Phillips. Unfortunately for Phillips, he didn't actually touch the Highlanders player. He did just blow a tire, but sometimes you're in the wrong place at the wrong time. And the Highlanders will head to their second power play of the game. 16:37, or 38, pardon me, left here in the second. And the Highlanders win the draw, back to the point. Into the middle for Murray. Murray has the lane to the net, walks in, decides to go around the goal. Looking to set things up for the Highlanders. Back to the point for Landry. Landry closed out by Ward. Ward keeping to the outside. And Highlanders with good possession inside the zone. Near point here, into the middle. Murray, shot on goal, off the post and into the corner. Tornidas may not have seen that until the last moment. McClellan in the corner, chops it back for Jones. Back to McClellan, and now behind the goal for Jones. That pass handcuffs Landry, and he trips his man as there's going to be an odd man chance for the Jets. Quickly the other way, pass back to Ward, hops over his stick, and the Highlanders touch up. And Daniel Landry will head to the box for hooking. The goal scorer for the Highlanders will sit for 2 minutes or less, and we'll play some more 4-on-4 action for the next minute and 10. And the Jets will have a 50-second power play opportunity. Highlanders scoring their goal while both teams are playing 4-on-4, so they enjoy a little extra ice out there. Off the restart, puck's played ahead, chopped into the zone by Tousenard. Back forward is Stevens. Actually, they call that icing. Not sure if it was recognized that it was deflected at the blue line. This call goes the way of the Jets. Face-off controlled by the Highlanders. Here's Nadesty. Plays it ahead. Tousenard is absolutely hammered by Stevens as he steps up on his man. And now the Highlanders are trying to return the favor on Stevens. Puck's possessed by the Highlanders. Played ahead. That pass is good at center. Over the line, Tousenard plays it into the middle for Macquarie. Macquarie has it knocked off his stick by McIntyre. And a good play from McIntyre to negate that chance. Jador picks it up. Skates through the neutral zone. Tries to go wide on Nadesty. Nadesty seals along the wall nicely. Puck's loose behind the goal. Highlanders gain possession. They'll try to skate things the other way. Here's Boyd. He'll gain the line and fire it in. Hops over the stick there. Too many men may have been the call. And now it's going to be too many men on the Jets as Francis hops over the boards. The puck ends up hitting him in the skate. And the Jets will be penalized for too many men. .42 left here in the second. And the Highlanders will have a 4-on-3 opportunity here. Lots of ice to move that puck around for 5 seconds. So they're going to need a face-off win. And then it'll drop back to a 5-on-4 advantage. Scramble draw. Dug free by the Highlanders. Back to the point. Played down low. Now dragged back to the top. Highlanders with clear possession inside the line. Murray with it. Has it roll off his stick. He has it behind the goal. Looking to set it up. Back to a 5-on-4 power play here for the Highlanders. Back to the point for McInnes. McInnes played ahead. McIntyre has the return pass, but it's off a stick. Drifts down the ice. Murray back for it. Tries to battle McIntyre and does. Sends him dangerously into the corner. And now he makes the dive symbol after not something you want to see in that scenario. Bit of a dangerous hit to accuse a player of diving, in my opinion, but Murray heads to the box. Hopefully McIntyre is okay. 14-10 left here in the second, and this game's starting to pick up with the physical intensity. And we'll be 4-on-3 advantage here for the Jets. And the Highlanders win the draw. Puck's into the middle ice. McIntyre trying to battle it outside the zone. Sent down behind Calix Tornidis' goal. Here's Phillips of the Jets trying to get ahead of steam. Gains the line. Looks to get things set up. Played into the middle for Lee. Lee walks in, shoots. Easy glove save by Kirsten. Made that one look easy off a pretty nice shot from Lee. The boarding was the call on Andy Murray. Minute and 37 seconds left in his penalty, pardon me. Highlanders win the draw. Have lots of time as they're 4-on-4 now. Played across. Highlanders, Nadesty tries to cut to the net. Swept out of the crease by McIntyre. Sharp angle shot there from Landry. Tossed aside nicely by Tornidis. Another shot coming. Blockered aside off the stick there of Nadesty. Tornidis had to be aware of that as a loose puck came to Nadesty at the point. And he blasts it on goal. Face off inside the Jet zone. 4-on-4 yet again. Trying to chip the puck ahead there was Black. McIntyre tries to spin off the check of Phillips, but Phillips pins him along the boards. Puck scrummed in the corner by 2 or 3 players. 3 Jets, 2 Highlanders. Finally comes free. McHattie plays it back to the point. Across the ice to Boyle. Boyle takes a shot right into the crest of Tornidis, and he'll hold for a face-off. Good play from the Jets defensemen, McIntyre and Black, to make sure Tornidis could see that one. 8 seconds remaining in the Francis penalty for too many men. And the Jets will go to a brief power play. Boyle will drag it back into his own zone. Drops it off there for Landry. Back to Boyle. He bobbles it momentarily. Francis comes out of the box. Picks up the loose puck, but has it knocked away. Francis drops it off inside his own zone for Black. Black is being good forecheck there. Can't pick up the pass as McIntyre. Stewart will put it back in low. Only 12 seconds left in this one. McIntyre chips it to no one, and it's taken over there by the Highlanders. McIntyre can't find the puck, and Stewart will play it back down to the corner. That'll do it for that brief power play that I talked about. Francis is knocked down at center. Puck's played ahead. McIntyre gets it to Simmons. Simmons has some ice to take inside the zone. Gets it to Francis. Francis punches it on goal, and it's kicked aside with the blocker, by Kirsten. Francis didn't get his A shot away there. McIntyre the only man back with Poirier. Poirier spins off him. Loose puck gathered up, sent to the middle for Havercourt. He can't get the shot away. Centering pass from behind the goal is taken over there. Chipped ahead to McIntyre. McIntyre can't find the handle. Jets have a lot of men stuck deep. Quickly transitioning the other way is Poirier of the Highlanders. Walks in, shoots. Blocker save. Rebounds high into the slot. And it's just chopped outside the zone. Back for it now is Jones. Jones plays it around, but that hits the referee. Boyd with it now. Forechecked by McDonald. McDonald can't quite find the handle. Tuzenard will punch it out to center. Jones with it now. Jones over the line. Shot on goal just off the glove and behind the net of Tornidis. Pass into the middle is knifed away. Just kept in at the line. Good play from Breton there. Behind the goal, LeBlanc will play it to the line and out. That one hits the skate of Breton, but it did exit the zone. Here's Penny with it. Penny plays it into the zone. Foss McDonald of the Jets trying to give chase, but Murray's first to the puck. Dropped off there to Breton, and he'll try to get some space behind his goal. That's played all the way down the ice. Icing should be the call. Long gets back for the Jets to touch up. Just about halfway through this one. Score is 1-1. Shots on goal are 19-10 in favor of the Highlanders so far in this one. Face-off directed right at Kirsten, and he gives his man a little bit of a poke. Colton Butters. Not a whole lot to be seen there. Off the draw. Quick shot from the point. Redirected in front. Chopped towards the goal. First stop was a good one by Kirsten. The rebound was chopped over high. Behind the goal, Parker Lee. He's harassed but can't find the puck. He lays a big hit along the boards. Passes glove down nicely by Crawley. He shoots, and it may have deflected off the blocker of Kirsten, and it's up on the back of the net. It finally comes free. Highlanders with possession, taken over nicely by Parker Lee. Played down low, but Butters can't find it. He's triple teamed in the corner, but comes away with the puck. Great play from Butters to play it down low, but Crawley had vacated his position. Chipped to the line by the Highlanders. Jones chips it into the middle. Here's McClellan, goes wide, tries to get the shot off, and that's blocked in front by Lee. That might have taken a bite out of him. Now Lee with it, looks for an exit, played to the line. Just about a kneeing penalty there. Might have been Butters that got away with one. And it's finally touched up by the Highlanders, and I didn't quite see what the penalty is. Looks like a slash. I'd say it was in retaliation to what I was speaking about. Daniel Landry, number 88. 2-minute slashing call. Jets will head back to the power play in this penalty-filled second period. McIntyre has it off the draw, plays it down low for Smith McNeil. Smith McNeil, backdoor pass. Simmons unable to corral the loose puck, but regains possession for the Jets. He has it knocked off his stick, but plays it in front of the goal. Chopped away there from Morrison, and that'll be sent down the ice by the Highlanders. Back forward is McIntyre inside his own zone, but Stewart on him. He'll play it hard around for Smith McNeil. He regains possession for the Jets, but nice forecheck there from Stewart to negate that rush. Smith McNeil will drag it back inside his zone. Leaves it there in the corner for McIntyre. Jets having a hard time getting the breakout that they want. McIntyre chips it ahead. Chipped ahead to Simmons. Back into the middle for McIntyre. McIntyre shoots. Stopped by Kirsten on the short side. And McIntyre's knocked down by Landry in the corner, but the Jets come away with the puck. Centering pass deflected away. And battled down the ice nicely by the Highlanders. Back forward is Simmons of the Jets. He's got McHattie on him. He's played around to Phillips on the near side here. Put back into the middle for Crawley, but he can't handle the pass cleanly. And now we'll get things pointed in the right direction. Crawley over the line, into the middle. Shot on goal is off the stick and ramps up over the glass. Face off inside the Highlander zone. 36 seconds remaining in the Landry penalty. .7:49 left here in the second. Off the draw. Puck regathered at the far point by Crawley of the Jets. Played into the middle. That's Lee. Takes a quick shot. Pad stop by Kirsten. Back down low. On the half wall now. Played to the point. Here's LeBlanc. Onto the half wall again, back to the point. Crawley walks around one man. Crawley tries to beat another and has the puck knocked off his stick. Crawley drops it off there. Butters now. Butters curls back as we're just about back to 5-on-5. Crawley comes away with it. Shot on goal is wide of the net. Landry's back on the ice. Good play there at center by Crawley to make sure that breakaway pass never made it to its man. Highlanders with possession behind the goal. Boyle chips it around his man. And they'll skate things out the other way. Poirier's rubbed out along the boards. Jets with clear possession. Played to an open wing for McIntyre. McIntyre negates that pass by the Highlanders. Chipped outside the zone and now sent back down off a stick. Offside is going to be the call. Jets have to tag up. Lots of time to get things broke out here for the Highlanders. They'll skate it out. Headman pass connects with Jones. Jones will gain the line and fire it in. Trying to go back for it there. It was Black, but he was beaten to the puck. Jador coming in to help out. Played to the line, but kept in by Boyd on the first attempt. Following it up is Jador. He has it knocked off by a back checker, and it's sent to the neutral zone, but McIntyre steps up and keeps it in the, or fires it back in. He's hit along the boards by Jones. Stretch pass is a good one. Highlanders with possession outside the line. Here's Jones, shot on goal, rebounds there. Big save by Tornides. And it's cleared to the line and just battled out. Passed back into the middle, it's off a skate. McIntyre doesn't quite see the check there of Nadesty. It's played to the line and looks like offside is going to be the call. Highlanders not tagging up. McDonald gets a stick on that long pass, but Nadesty takes over in his own zone. Plays it to Murray. Hill's stretch pass is good ahead to Tousenard. Tousenard over the line. Goes wide on Long. Drops it back off, and that centering pass is taken away neatly by Jador. Jador gains the line, cuts up, drops it off there for Francis. He can't get a shot away, though. He's hit along the boards by Murray. Jador trying to go in and find that loose puck, and does. Drags it to the front, has his stick tied up. Good stick there by Long to make sure that rush doesn't get any further, and the puck is contacted with a high stick by the Highlanders. Face-off will be out in the neutral zone here. 4:54 remaining here in the second period. We're still tied at 1 between the Jets and the Highlanders. Face-off won by the Highlanders, but cleanly back inside their own zone. Back for it's beaten. He's hassled there by the Jets momentarily, but he keeps the puck moving forward. Over the line, dropped off to Tousenard. Tousenard hassled from behind. Penny will just play it ahead. Simmons doesn't get much on that chip ahead, and he's eliminated along the boards. Penny trying to lay his body into McQuarrie, and it's fired down again behind Tornides. He stops it there for Long. He'll play it quickly around for Penny. Penny just content to chip it to the line, but it's held in there by Beaton. Played to an open corner. McCaddy takes it over there, back to the point. Should have been too many men on the ice there for the Highlanders, but they get away with it again. Good stop by Tornides, in tight. Not sure how he found that puck, but he did. Bodies, again, starting to pick up with the physicality. Here's Travis Smith-McNeil of the Jets over the line, and he's eliminated. Puck sent ahead by the Highlanders. Sent down the ice by the Jets. Stevens hit a little late at center. He's not a big fan of it. Back into the middle come the Highlanders. Harassed from behind yet again. Good back checking from the Jets. Here's McIntyre, plays it across. Stevens with it. Stevens just chips it ahead to Phillips, but that pass doesn't reach the target. Chipped over the line, but Stewart picks it up now, drops it off. Pass into the middle. Reaches Poirier. He walks around one man, but a good play there to chop it off the stick. Phillips is knocked down. Bit of an odd play there. Might have been a bit of a stick around the neck area there. Here's McIntyre with it. Plays it around. Phillips will have to pick that up, and he can't find it, but it's going to drift outside the line. Luckily for the Jets, Highlanders regain. Gains the line again, and Boyd will fire it in back deep. Phillips will find that loose puck, play it back down low. Played ahead from Stevens to McIntyre. McIntyre takes the easy play up to Morrison. Morrison will gain the line and fire it in deep. Jets will have to give chase, but Boyd is first to the puck. He'll skate things out quickly. 2:30 left here in the second period of play. Havercourt gains the dump in. Played towards the front of the net. McIntyre chops it back to the boards. Jets punching the puck around inside their own zone. Played across to McIntyre. McIntyre looks to skate it out. Can't do so. Chipped towards the goal. Taken over there by Black of the Jets. Bailing his D partner out. Jets can't get it deep, however, and it's played back down by Tuzenard. Kept in at the far point by McClellan. Black can't find the handle to exit the zone. McIntyre will try to clear it around. McIntyre with the puck. He'll decide to skate things out. Plays it ahead for Phillips. Phillips beats his man wide. He walks in, shoots. Big save with the pad by Kirsten. Played across for Tuzenard, but the pass was a little behind him. Back inside his own zone. Plays it high off the boards and out. It was Butters, I believe. And the Highlanders will have to tag up here. Black will play it across from McIntyre. McIntyre can't get it by Jones. Gets a second chance and gets it to an open wing. Crawley can't find it. Has Murray there. Murray will clear it out to neutral ice. McIntyre just does get off the ice. Good play. Oh, just offside. Crawley was stuck deep as Parker Lee was trying to get things turned the corner there. 1:06 left here in the second period. Face off in the neutral zone. Jets just about come away with it there. Crawley. Highlanders regain possession. Pass into the middle. No one can seem to find the handle right now. Played ahead. Here's Lee. He's stripped of the puck by Boyle just inside the line. Boyle will go for a skate now. Tries to split the D. Goes into the corner and chases his own dump in. Pass doesn't make it back to the point, and it's played right back in by the Highlanders. Here's LeBlanc. LeBlanc gains the line, and he'll fire it right down onto Kirsten. 30 seconds left here in the second. Puck's played around. Here's Phillips of the Highlanders. Lots of time to skate things out. He's caught from behind. Played to an open wing. Landry back for it into the final 15 seconds here now. Landry behind his goal. Content to kind of wait this period out, I believe. Instead, he tries a long stretch pass, and that's going to be an icing call. Only 3.6 seconds left on the clock. Jets with an opportunity to win a face-off and get a shot on goal. Kind of a careless play by Landry. No need to take an icing call on that play. Draws scrambled, and the Highlanders will take control, and they'll drag things out behind their net. And that will do it for the second period of play. After two, Jets 1, Highlanders 1. Shots on goal are 21-16 in favor of the Highlanders. We'll be back after the second intermission. We'll talk soon. And we're back for the third period of play between the Jets and the Highlanders. After two, it's a 1-1 tie. Shots on goal are 21-16 in favor of the Highlanders. So far, it's been a pretty penalty-filled game. Yet neither team has been able to capitalize on the power play. Referees just taking the ice, checking the nets, and we'll be ready to get this kicked off for the third period of play. And here we go. Off the draw, controlled by the Highlanders, played ahead, deflected in. That's going to ramp up off the glass and out of play. Face-off will come all outside to the neutral zone. Straight ahead with it. Off the draw. McDonald chops it down towards Kirsten's goal, Played to the line, and it'll just slip by Black. LeBlanc comes over and chops it away. Dragged back into the zone by Francis. Offside will be waved off. Played ahead, but off the stick at center of Havercourt. Here's Jador. He has the puck knocked off his stick, and the Highlanders take over. Loose puck at center, but Francis can't find the handle. Highlanders trying to get a change underway. Now both teams will. Penalty is going to be called. Not sure. Looks like a slash is going to be the call. Looks like Colton Jador of the Jets will take the slashing call. Only 45 seconds into this third period. Tough penalty to take if you're the Jets. Bit of a nothing play as well. Highlanders will head back to the power play with an opportunity to take the lead. Puck's played behind the goal. Stevens with it, fires it down the ice. He'll find the opening. Back for it in his own zone is Murray. He'll try to get things pointed in the right direction. His outlet pass is a good one to Landry. Landry's pass across. Misses everyone. Offside is going to be the call. Some pushing and shoving as McIntyre finished his check along the boards. Face off outside the Jet zone here. Highlanders win the draw back. Played across to Landry. Landry will gain the line. Cuts things up, fires it down. Back for it is Jones. He'll just get a piece of it. Played down low. McIntyre trying to block it at the point, but can't do so. Pass into the middle. They score! Great pass into the middle of the ice. Redirected home. And the Highlanders capitalize on the power play to take a 2-1 lead. Trying to see the goal scorer. I think it was Lucas Havercourt of the Highlanders who redirected that by Tornitas, who had no chance on the play. And just like that, 18-41, left here in the third, and the Highlanders have a 2-1 lead. Capitalizing on the Jador penalty. Off the restart, puck's played ahead. Off a skate at the line, kept in by McCrory. He tries to walk in, but he's stripped by LeBlanc. Back to the point. Natesty feeds it across. Shot on goal is deflected wide of the net. LeBlanc keeps trying to battle the puck by his man behind the goal. Puck dug free. McCrory battling LeBlanc back there. LeBlanc is knocked to the ice, but the pass is taken over. Passed ahead to Crawley. Crawley just does well to take that pass and get it in deep. Back for it are the Highlanders. Boyd plays it ahead to Hattie. He can't get any further than center. Taken over there to Lee. Lee gets it to McIntyre. He drops it off to Crawley. He'll go for a lap in his own zone. Here's Crawley over the line. He'll gain the line. Shot on goal is snatched out of the air with the glove by Kirsten. Nice shot from Crawley. Even better glove save by Kirsten. Face off inside the Highlander zone. One back to Boyle. He'll play it behind the goal, but that handcuffs Landry behind the net. Highlanders regain possession. Landry again finds the outlet pass to Poirier. Black regains that puck, plays it into Highlander zone, but Smith McNeil has to tag up. Sent down the ice. Black's going to be playing it around, but he was forechecked by Poirier. Jets turn it over. Quick shot towards the goal, but wide of the net. Landry keeps it in at the near point here. Behind the goal, Highlanders take a sharp angle shot. They score from a very sharp angle, but it beats Tornidas. Wicked shot by the Highlanders, and they jump out to a 3-1 lead. Spencer Poirier rips it home. And we're 3 minutes into the third period, and the Highlanders have scored twice to take a 3-1 lead. Off the restart, Murray plays it back into his own zone. Quick headman pass is off a stick and deflected into the zone. Jets play it around. Here's Phillips. Phillips has his pass disrupted. Stevens battles behind the net, gets it ahead to Phillips, but he can't find the pass. He'll regroup, takes a bit of a hack from Jones, drops it off there to LeBlanc. LeBlanc will chip it off the boards and out. It'll be out of the reach of Ward, and that's sent right back down the ice. Out to play it is Tornidas. Quick shot on goal. What a save, and the rebound. They score! Tornidas got back in time to kick the shot away, but the rebound is deposited into the net. And the Highlanders would open up a 4-1 lead. 16-19 left here in the third. That one was put home by Andrew Jones of the Highlanders, hanging out in front of Tornidas. Right place, right time. And he puts it home to open up the 3-goal cushion. And the Jets have called their 30-second timeout. Try and calm things down here early in this third period. Highlanders have possession off the restart. Played into the middle. Chopped to the back door for McCaddy. McCaddy down the wing. Rubbed along the boards by Francis. His pass misses. Played towards the goal, but out of the reach in front there of McCaddy. Played back to the liners. Natesty plays it across. Landry will have a shot. That's blocked in front. Rebounds there. No Highlander could find it. Back to the point. Natesty. Cross to Landry. He'll have another shot. Rebounds there. Stopped by Tornidas. Macquarie battling in the corner. Phillips with another shot. Tornidas was trying to play without a stick, and that one just about found the corner. McIntyre hands his goalie his stick, and puck's played out to neutral ice. McIntyre takes a big shot at his man as he has no stick. He'll go back in his own zone to trade sticks with Tornidas. Jets get the puck deep. Highlanders trying to break it out quickly. Poirier back the other way quickly. Gains the line. Goes wide. Tries to find a sharp angle shot, but not as good as the last one he had. Puck's played down low. Big collision in the slot area. LeBlanc was knocked down. Both teams starting to run around a little bit at the moment. Puck's played ahead to Francis. Francis gains the line. Plays it into the middle for Jador, but he's stripped before he can get a shot away. Puck's played down to the corner. Landry plays it across to Boyle. Boyle back to Landry, and he'll have some time to break it out. Plays it ahead to Poirier. Poirier, this is to Stewart. His shot in is fanned on, but it'll get the job done as the Highlanders go for a change. Now LeBlanc just gets to the line, and he's sealed off nicely. Landry now with it. And that's going to be an offside call on the Highlanders. Landry couldn't quite decide if he wanted to carry it in or shoot it in, and threw his teammate offside. 14:20 left here in the third period. It started off as a 1-1 game, and the Highlanders have scored 3 quick ones to open up the 3-goal cushion. Played across. Dumped in there by Beaton. Pile up along in the corner. Comes free for Lee. He'll play it to the boards, but it's taken over there by the Highlanders momentarily. Parker Lee tries to clear it again with McIntyre. Plays it behind his goal now. Stevens with some time to clear it. Just plays it into the middle of the ice, and it'll be fired right back down. Tornitas stops it behind the goal from McIntyre. He gets away from the first check, played behind the goal by Stevens, and Jones picks that pass off. Puck's blocked in front by McIntyre. He'll play it ahead to Crawley. Crawley gains the line into the middle for McIntyre. McIntyre shot. That one's off a body and ramps up at a play. And we have a bit of a discussion down low. Highlanders are getting a penalty after that scuffle. Number 19, Beaton. So he's getting an unsportsmanlike conduct penalty. 2-minute variety. Jets will head to the power play with a chance to get back in this one. Puck's kept in at the line by LeBlanc. He takes a bit of a hit. Puck's played ahead by Ward. Down low to Smith McNeil on the short side, just wide of the near post. And that's sent down the ice by the Highlanders. LeBlanc behind his goal, looking to get things pointed in the right direction. Played ahead. That pass is sealed off nicely by McQuarrie. Simmons doubles back. Puck sent ahead, but out of the reach of that's Morrison. And it's sent out to neutral ice. Can't find the handle as LeBlanc. Stewart now with it. Hunched towards the goal. Blocker stop, but it just about trickles towards the far post. Luckily for Tornitas, it was just a little bit wide. McCaddy decides to flush LeBlanc out behind the goal. Puck's played ahead to Simmons. He'll gain the line for the Jets. Tries to cut up on Boyle. Passes into the middle. Shot on goal. May have been blocked on the way. Good setup from Simmons to find Morrison. Ward plays it down low. That's out of the reach of Smith McNeil, and it's sent down the ice by the Highlanders. Played ahead by Tornitas to LeBlanc. Both teams changing. Ahead for Parker Lee of the Jets. He'll gain the line. Goes wide on his man. Thinks about a shot from a sharp angle, but instead keeps the puck moving into the corner. Played back to the point. McIntyre with it. Fans on the initial pass across to Crawley. Regains possession. Shot from a sharp angle is blocked by his own man, Phillips, in front. Phillips regains possession. Plays it to an open wing, but no one there for the Jets. That's fired down the ice by the Highlanders. Landry. Back in his own zone is Matt Phillips of the Jets. He drops it off there for Crawley. He bobbles it momentarily, but regains possession. Over the line he comes. Walks wide on Natesty, but can't get around the next man. Played behind the goal. Phillips back to 5-on-5 action. Played to the line. Here's Havercourt, the latest goal scorer. Played wide. Natesty into the corner. Kept wide by McIntyre. He'll cut it up on the near side. Pass is blocked. Rebounds there. Played to an open wing. Jets scrambling inside their own zone. Puck comes free for McIntyre. He's tripped off his feet again. And that's going to be a penalty. Holding is going to be the call, pardon me. Jets will head right back to the power play after not being successful on the last one. 10:48 left on the clock. This one's going to go to Sawyer Natesty, number 14 of the Highlanders. Both teams spending considerable amount of time in the box. Face-off's won by the Jets, but possession is gained by the Highlanders, and puck's cleared down the ice yet again. In forechecking is Jones on LeBlanc. He'll get the puck ahead to Simmons. Simmons with some open room through the middle. He tries to curl up at the line, plays it across for LeBlanc. He can't settle a bouncing puck. Keeps the puck in for the moment. Now it's cleared down the ice by the Highlanders' Jones. Tornidis out to play it right in front of his own goal. Ward can't pick up that pass. He doubles back. Drops it off behind the net. LeBlanc doesn't quite see the pass. He regroups, gets it to Ward. A pass across is good to Simmons. Simmons finds his man Ward along the wall. He has Landry to beat. Landry knocks him off the puck, and it's cleared down the ice again by Daniel Landry of the Highlanders. Puck down the ice. Tornidis out to stop it, but has it. LeBlanc's knocked off the puck by Tousenard, and he gains possession for the Highlanders and just keeps it down low. Crawley avoids a check there of McQuarrie. Puck is put ahead for Phillips. He's knocked off stride there in the corner by Boyd. Puck's regained in the corner by Lee. Put back to the point. Crawley back to McIntyre. Tipped in front. High and over the goal. Back to the point for McIntyre. Across to Crawley. Crawley back into the far side. Shot on goal. Big save by Kirsten. Clearing play gets kept in by McIntyre at the point. Plays it across to Crawley. Crawley shoots. And that is smothered by Kirsten. Nice setup from McIntyre to find Crawley streaking down the wing, but Kirsten is equal to the task. 12 seconds left here in the power play opportunity for the Jets. And that was the best chance they've had to this point. Face-off's controlled by the Jets, but the shot towards the goal by Francis is off a body and into the corner. Highlanders just trying to battle it outside the line, and they do. And that'll do it for the power play opportunity. Puck's being battled down the wing. Played into an open corner. LeBlanc avoids the check of Stewart. Played to an open wing for Francis. Francis can't get the pass away as McHattie got his stick in there on him. McHattie down low. Plays it back to the point. Played to an open corner. LeBlanc, first man on that one. Played back behind the net for Long. Long will reverse things back to LeBlanc. LeBlanc pass, bit of a tough one to take for Francis. He did well just to get a stick on that. Good play from Emerson Long to stop that rush. That's certainly going to be a penalty, and it is. As soon as they touch up, Jador was contacted quite high just inside the Jets zone, the Highlanders zone. This one's again on Daniel Landry. I think that's his second or third penalty of the game. He had his hands up trying to make that hit, and I believe the only part of Colton Jador's body he hit was the head, so I'm not sure why he's quite upset about the penalty, but nonetheless, Jets back to the power play. McIntyre plays it onto the half wall, back to the top for McIntyre. He'll play it across. Butters will cycle it down low. Boyd there for it. Passed or shot down the ice by Boyd, that is. Butters couldn't quite reach the puck down the wing. Played behind the goal. McIntyre doesn't quite see it. Plays it ahead to Crawley. Good pressure down low there by Poirier. Almost created a scoring chance for himself. Here's Crawley over the line for the Jets. He's sealed along the boards as three Highlanders attack him. Back the other way is Poirier. Poirier can't get the shot away. McIntyre does well to keep him to the outside, but Poirier's still with it behind the goal. He knocked off the puck by McIntyre again. Here's Crawley again into the middle. Pass connects with Phillips. Phillips will gain the line, try to get things set up. Pass across is off a stick, taken over there by Murray. Murray with time and possession, and that's fired off the boards and down the ice. I should mention that the penalty to Landry turns out to be a double minor for head contact, so we are still in the first minor, 2 minutes and 44 seconds left. McIntyre will drop it off there. Crawley tries to gain the line, plays it around the goal. Macquarie has his route jumped. Jets will try to get possession now. Crawley is knocked down on the boards by Murray. Loose puck gathered by Phillips, and now Crawley with it into the middle for McIntyre. McIntyre down low for Butters. Butters back to the point. McIntyre with an opportunity. Instead passes it across. Great pass there from Crawley over to Butters. He gets the shot away, but it's stopped by Kirsten, who's been equal to the task. Whenever the Jets have had a quality chance, Kirsten's been there for the Highlanders. Moving side to side very well. Puck played to the line. Kept in by LeBlanc, but he can't get the pass across. That'll be sent down the ice by Boyd. In forechecking are the Highlanders. Good play there from Lee to get in front of his man. Pass across to Phillips is good. Phillips tries to go through the middle. Chops it away from Kirsten. Centering pass to Crawley. Crawley shoots. Big save again by Kirsten, and the rebound is cleared down the ice. Tornidas tries to headman that to Crawley and does. Crawley goes wide on the first man, chops it around Phillips, cuts into the middle, has one man to beat, drops it off there. And again, Crawley with possession, cuts into the middle, has the puck knocked away by Boyle, but regains. Pass by LeBlanc, tries to get it across to Butters, but nowhere near him in that scenario. Merrick Stewart just does well to keep it inside the Jet zone, trying to kill the final minute off of this power play. Puck's played to an open wing, but out of the reach of Phillips. Back inside his zone is Phillips. He'll drop it off there for Black. Into the final minute here of the double minor. Puck's played ahead, but it's behind the intended target at center. Double back for Penny. Penny will gain the line. Sealed off by Tuzenard. Scrum in the corner. Comes free for the Jets. Played out. Shot off the side of the goal by Black. He's the only man that's beat Kirsten to this point in the game. LeBlanc does well to keep it in at the point, but the pass across doesn't reach Simmons, and that'll be cleared down the ice. Black back for it with McCaddy on his tail. McCaddy doing good work down there, but Black gets away with it. LeBlanc plays it back for Black. Just about done. 5 seconds left here in the Landry double minor. Pass is up at center for Smith McNeil. Smith McNeil will try to get the line and instead carries it in. He's forecheck from behind, or backcheck, pardon me. Can't get a shot away. Now the Highlanders come the other way. Natesty over the line, drops it off there. Shot on goal is high and over the net. Bumped in front of the goal was Tornidas. He wasn't ready for that shot. Rebounds there, just knifed away by McIntyre on the back door. Dug out by the Highlanders, back to the point. Natesty just keeps it on side at the line. Deflect it in front. Rebound was there, but it's covered up by Tornidas. Takes a bit of a late whack there by Jones, skating by. .324 left in this one. 4-1 Highlanders. Off the restart from a sharp angle again. Might have been off the side of the net that time. Pretty sure the net's actually off as Tornidas came up against that post pretty tightly, and I can see some daylight between the ice and the post, but referees haven't quite seen it yet. Stevens behind the goal. Plays it to an open corner for McDonald. McDonald, forechecked by McClellan. Plays it across to Stevens. He'll rip it off the boards and out. It's off the stick there of Boyd, so icing's going to be waved off. Back for it. Boyd again being bothered from behind. Big check along the half wall. Dug out McIntyre, plays it ahead with a hand pass. McDonald having a few words with McClellan. Face-off will come outside the Highlanders zone. LeBlanc will fire it high and right down towards the goal. Murray will take possession for the Highlanders behind his goal. Flushed out by Jador. Backed up there by Macquarie. He'll skate things the other way. Gains the line. Sealed off nicely by LeBlanc. Dumps the puck in but gives chase. Battle for it along the boards between Poirier and Morrison. Comes free again. Here's LeBlanc, plays it behind the goal for Long. Long will play it off the boards to Morrison. Morrison overskates it momentarily. Puck's played ahead to Phillips. Phillips didn't see it at first. Sharp angle shot, stopped by Kirsten. Into the corner goes the rebound. Highlanders have possession. Can't quite bully it up the wall. Cousinard can't find the handle into the middle for Ward. Ward can't get the shot away. Puck's battled to the corner by the Highlanders. To the point, LeBlanc takes a weak shot. Easy stop for Kirsten. No traffic in front. Highlanders play it ahead. Off the skate of Cousinard, but battled ahead there by the Highlanders. Stewart played to an open wing. Offside is going to be the call as the Highlanders touch up. In my opinion, it should be an intentional one. There's no way that Boyd did not know that was offside. But the referees are going to allow it to just be the regular version. Face off outside the Jet zone. Here's McIntyre with it. Plays it ahead. Into the middle. Here's Lee. Over the line. Takes a quick shot. It's off the stick and into the corner. Highlanders regain possession as we enter the final minute of play here. Poirier bothered from behind. McIntyre plays it high. It's off the linesman. That dump in is off McIntyre. He regains possession. He'll try to get things set up for the Jets. Puck's played ahead. Just inside the zone, but Butters drags it back out. Butters for the Jets will just fire it down onto Kirsten. Natesty back for the Highlanders. Content to just try to nurse this one home, I'd imagine. Poirier tries to pick up the puck along the boards. Phillips battles with McIntyre down low. Puck's played down into the corner. Black plays it around. That'll be outside the line. Murray will drag it all the way back in his zone as we're into the final 10 seconds. Smart play from Murray just to try and nurse this one home, like I said. And that'll do it for this one as the Highlanders will skate away with a 4-1 victory over the Jets in the season finale of the Cape Breton Jets season. Thanks for tuning in. My name is Jeff McIntyre for High Button Sports. We'll see you for the playoffs soon. Talk to you soon.